Ortiz here in my Empowered Fitness community for women over 40 looking to get energized, confident, and strong. Today is Wednesday, and that means that today is our live Q&A with me, where I'm going to answer all of your burning questions on fitness, nutrition, weight loss, fat loss, menopause, all the things, and give you some answers and also give you some opportunities. I feel like if you never take that first little step forward in this journey, it can be so overwhelming to just sit back and take in so much information from so many different places. We have everything kind of just being thrown at us when we go on social media, on TV, everywhere. And it's good to start taking immediate action, because then you can start going down one path, not sitting around and looking at all the paths getting nowhere. So it's really important that we start taking small action. And that's why I've given you a couple of opportunities right here where you can, number one, book a game plan call with me, which is actually a really incredible opportunity for you to get 45 minutes with me, which I charge money for people to come to my house, for people to do coaching calls with me. But I give you this game plan call for free where we're just getting to know one another, where I can start to learn what's going on with you personally, listen to you, hear what you're struggling with, hear what your goals are, and then together we can devise a plan of action for you that fits your lifestyle, that fits what you desire, that fits your budget, and come up with small little actions to keep moving forward, because that's the whole thing. We got to get the ball rolling, and then we got to keep it rolling. And so you can book your free game plan call. And one really cool thing is that today and tomorrow, if you book a call, then you also get my best ever total body conditioning workout that I've ever written. I did it the other day at my friend's house in their living room. They had some weights in a corner. I asked them for a mat, and I went to work on my favorite vacation workout when I'm away from home and I just need a really great total body workout. I'm going to send that to you for free as soon as you book in a call with me. So you're not only getting a free workout, you're getting a free call with me. And this is going to move you forward down that singular path that is meant for you. You're here because you are a specific person, a specific type of person that I work with and know how to help get you to your goals. So that's one opportunity. If you're not quite ready for a call yet, but do want the experience and want to start gaining knowledge, again, single track, one track of knowledge. You want to start doing some workouts. You want to start working on your nutrition and putting all the pieces into place. Then you also have a link here from me for my 5-day Menopause Makeover, which is only a $5 investment. There's no requirement beyond $5. You get 7 days to access it, to get through the 5 days. I even give you 2 bonus days, and then that's it. Then we move on. There's no extra strings attached, but you and I can devise a plan during that time to keep moving you forward, whether we do it just chatting online or we do end up booking a call once you kind of get to know me a little bit better. And so those are 2 opportunities, small little opportunities. And guess what? All of my current clients in my Empowered Fitness Mastery coaching program, which is my top tier program, they all started in one of these ways. And so it's such a really great way to start taking that step forward without having to take a giant leap. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start going through and answering some questions that some of the newest ladies who join our free Facebook group have asked me this week. And we're going to go over these things, and I know that it's really great when we can answer questions, because oftentimes everybody else has the same questions anyways, right? So we, just by watching, we get our questions answered. So hi Angie, hi Elizabeth. Okay, so let me know once you hop on that you've watched this, whether it's live or the replay. And if you need anything from me, you can always ask questions below and I'll answer those later. And you could always email me, message me, however you want to get in touch if you need anything, okay? So here we have Becky, who just hopped in the group, I think maybe today. And Becky says that what's holding her back from achieving success in her health and fitness is her sweets cravings. She says they're off the chart. And her goal, hi Sherry, she says her goal is to get back into a smaller size of clothes and into shape like when she used to be thinner. And so sweets cravings, I totally get it. I'm always craving, it doesn't matter what it is. I crave sweet, salty, I crave everything. I'm just a hungry beast all day long. And so what I make sure of is that number one, to keep cravings at bay, I try to get a variety of foods, tastes, textures all throughout the day. One thing that's helped me also is drinking water all day with something fun and sweet mixed in. So this here is my greens, right? So we all want to get lots of greens in. And if it's hard to eat a bunch of vegetables, you might as well get them in with your water. So this is a greens drink that is actually kiwi strawberry flavored. So it's something that I like to drink between breakfast and lunch. And it keeps me tasting sweet stuff, but it is very low calorie. I don't even know how many calories. I gotta go back and look. And it's getting me some really great quality ingredients in here, adaptogens, greens, all kinds of great stuff, probiotics, prebiotics, and a good 25 ounces of water. So I drink in the morning. I start with a pre-workout that's fruit punch flavored. After my workout, I drink a recovery shake that's chocolate and it has cherries in it, but it's also 20 grams of protein. Let's see, what else did I drink? I drink my hydration, which is also 0 calorie, which I put in my water while I'm doing my workout. Later in the day, usually after lunch, I drink my what's called Glow, and that is for hormone support. And that's my favorite is the lemon ginger flavor. I drink a protein shake later in the day. I also drink after dinner. I have an adaptogen nootropics drink with magnesium and other things that help me relax. And so instead of alcohol, and so I drink that, and I drink a Sleepy Time hot chocolate. So I'm literally drinking amazing tasting stuff all day long. It keeps me hydrated and it helps to keep those cravings at bay. The other thing that's gonna help with being satiated and cravings is going to be fats and protein. So if you're trying to eat the super low fat diet and if you're not getting enough protein in, then you might start craving food again. Proteins keep us fuller longer, as do small amounts of fat throughout the day. So every time I look down, I'm looking at my meal plan for the day, and you can see, I see how I put a P next to every protein. So I have protein at every meal, right? And I also put my different drinks. It has my greens and my Glow and all kinds of things. And so I think that's going to really help you. Also finding ways to incorporate sweet things that maybe are also your protein. So if you heard me, I have a recovery shake. I have a bar. So this is my bar that I had earlier. It's a banana nut bar. This is by IQ bar. I love their bars. Having another protein shake, chocolate protein shake later, having the fun drink after dinner and the hot chocolate in the evening. These are all ways that I incorporate sweets. I also bought a bunch of ingredients today to make my own protein bars that are going to be healthier because I've been really on a hunt for really good quality. These are the best ones that I've found at this point in time that are also somewhat not super expensive, but I'm gonna see how it goes making my own protein bars today as well. So I'll share that on my stories and wherever I can as well, so you can see that. But hopefully this helps. I also think people are afraid to eat fruit. You don't have to be afraid to eat fruit. It's a natural sugar. It is a whole food. It burns quickly. So it's not going to necessarily store as fat if you are using your energy, right? So in the morning is when I have my fruit with my protein. And so putting those together is actually much more helpful because the fruit is a quick source of energy, right? So carbs give you quick energy. But the protein in my recovery shake, which I blend the two together, it helps that last longer. And then I'm also active throughout the day. So I'm burning the calories and the cherries, and I'm getting the antioxidants and the anti-inflammatory properties from those too. So don't be afraid of fruit, but let's work on that. Another thing is I also started taking a supplement. They're natural precision peptides. I put a video in our Facebook group maybe yesterday or the day before, a supplement called Lean. And so I started taking 2 capsules mid to late morning, and that also helps me a little bit with my insatiable hunger, my constant hunger, and that is helping me to not feel hungry all day long. So that could be a supplement that maybe helps you too, Becky. With regards to getting back into your small size clothes and in shape like when you were thinner, I do believe that there is a point at which you have to recognize that when we get into this 40 and beyond, it's kind of the same as when we went from being a preteen to an adolescent and into adulthood. I don't expect to go back to the time when I had a straight figure, right? At some point we started growing hips. That was to make way for children, right? Whether you have children or not, you still get hips because you're a woman. You get breasts. And I kind of feel like it's the same recognition that when you start to age, when you go into this, let's call it the last third of your life, that we need protection against the cold, that our body starts to store a little extra fat, and that we have to kind of maybe realize that it's going to take a lot more effort to get back to that smaller pre-kids or pre-wedding or whatever it is weight, and that maybe we look to buy comfortable clothes that we can feel confident in, and we can still work towards goals, but in the meantime, let's be comfortable with where we're at and while we're working towards what we want. And we may note that it takes a considerable amount of effort at this point in time to get what you want to achieve, a lot more effort than it did in your 20s and 30s. It's just the reality of it. Some cultures just accept that our bodies change again. Our culture does not. And so that's up to you to decide if you can accept the changes. And, you know, I got a red carpet event coming up, and I'm going to go to the mall and find something I feel really confident in at this point in life, instead of obsessing over how I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks to fit into a dress that I wore 8 years ago. That was a decision that I made and that I'm okay with. Going to embrace my current strong 43-year-old body and go find something that fits me appropriately now. And everybody can think differently. And if you want to go join a program that says you're going to, become super skinny again, that's fine. But it is very, very hard to maintain something that you have to work so hard at, especially during a time in your life when life is busy and you have a lot of responsibility. So that's my straight talk, is let's just get more comfortable with where we're at while we're doing the hard work and figuring out what it takes. You can let me know if you agree or if you don't agree, okay? Okay, let's move on to Amy. So Amy says that what's holding her back is that she's got a very busy life as a single mom to teens. She said it's hard to make an effort in life, but she's seeing that she deserves that effort from herself. So I agree, and I give y'all the credit because, Amy, my husband's gone for today and tomorrow, and that puts everything on me. 3 dogs to walk, 2 kids to cart here and there and make food for, and all that stuff, plus my own business, my own self-care, and, and all the things that come up in life. Like, your son's contacts are ready. Come all the way across town to get them during business hours. You're like, oh, okay, great. So I know life is busy because I too am constantly trying to juggle all the things. And what's helped me is time blocking. And one of my colleagues, my friend Julie, who does what I do, she said to me today, Jill, let's get back to your time blocking. And I said, yeah, I know. Because that way I have more control and I can schedule in the me time. I also think that at this point, when your children are teens, they should be helping you significantly. My son will come in. He came in this morning and he said, in the middle of my workout, are you going to be able to make me breakfast? And I said to him, I have 18 minutes left on my workout. So you decide, do you want to wait 18 minutes? You can walk the dogs. When I'm done, I'll come out and make you French toast and cut the tops off your strawberries, or you can make your own breakfast. It's up to you, right? Let them know what your expectations are and what you can do. But if you need to prioritize yourself, you need to let those teens know that they can take on certain responsibilities. Otherwise, they can go without, right? Same thing. I mean, the dogs are as much their dogs as my dogs. So if I need help, then I recruit them and I look them in the eye. And if they don't want to do it, I say, well, I don't want to do it either, but we have to get it done. So let's go, right? Otherwise, maybe you don't need me to make you dinner tonight because I'm not going to have time for everything. So we deserve time as much as children deserve time. And it's almost more important that we give ourselves that time, because if we don't, then you're going to burn out and you're not going to be good to anybody, right? So I agree. Life as a single mom, I'm sure it is incredibly hard. And I know the difference when my husband travels for work and when he doesn't, how hard it gets. But you have to prioritize yourself, and you have to rely on the other people in your life to take some of the responsibility off of you. The things that they can do, they need to do, right? Okay, so Amy has a question too. She says, how do I successfully get healthy when I'm in menopause? So number one, when it comes to menopause, you can write this down, is stress management. And so busy life, single with teens, yeah, that can be stressful, right? And that's why, what do I tell you, at the end of every day, that's when I go into my me mode and I have my fun little drink, this fun drink, right? I'm not doing wine because it causes more anxiety for me. It causes me to lose sleep. It causes me fat storage, and that's not working for me anymore. So I'm doing adaptogen, nootropic drinks, things that are fun, low calorie, and actually help me sleep at night. Last night I had one that I really enjoyed. They're called Hiyo, Hiyo. And there was one that was my favorite. I think it's peach mango or something. So good. And so drinking one of those, especially at night when you might also have cravings, Becky, it helps me to sip on something, but it also relaxes me and helps me fall asleep in the evenings. So stress management is going to be number one, but really it's 5 pillars that have to be in alignment. And if even one of these things is off, it's all the others are for naught, right? So you have to get your stress, your nutrition, your fitness, your sleep, and your hormones aligned. And so that's why I'm here. That's my specialty. I'm certified to help women do this. And that's why I start so many of you with my 5-day menopause makeover, because we have a 15-minute lesson in each of those categories. Calls to action, resources, right? So we have ideas for stress reducing activities, cortisol management. We've got nutrition tools. It comes with 5 workouts, including stretch and breathing and arms, abs, and glutes. And it's going to be so helpful for you to just start getting these things in alignment. But it's only 5 days. So that's why the rest of my programming in all of the different areas is going to help you to master all of that. So Empowered Fitness Mastery is my larger coaching program. And whether you do that or do pieces of it, you will start to get all of these things aligned and see how life just gets so much better when things are aligned. That's the key to menopause, getting through it, being educated, taking action, and being super consistent and enjoying the journey, right? So enjoying it while you're in it, not waiting until you get to some goal to say, okay, now I can be happy. You have to be in that place of joy along the journey, okay? All right, so we've got Shelly, and Shelly says nutrition is holding her back. She says binging on foods that taste good. Believe me, if you give me a box of Cheez-Its, I'll eat the whole thing. So I know nutrition is hard, and things that are tasty, super tasty, aren't always the best things for us. we need to find things that taste amazing and are healthy. Like random thing that I love is taking a whole bag of green beans and putting some, spraying them with olive oil, salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, whatever, and throwing them in the air fryer. And they come out like crispy and yummy. And I can just like eat those like potato chips, right? So we have to find things that excite us and bring us joy. One of my favorite little things, little treats that are not super bad is that like taking a whole banana and cutting it into 12 slices, lining a muffin pan with the little silicone cups, and then drizzling some melted peanut butter, drizzling some melted chocolate over all of them, and throwing those in the freezer. That's not gonna break the bank. But when I wanna have one of those things and I pull one out of the freezer and pop it out of that little silicone cup, I mean, that is so tasty, and like one is enough, right? And so part of it is taking out the serving and putting the rest away, right? So that we aren't able to binge, or buying snack packs, right? So what you get is what you get, and that's it. Having something where you portion it out, that's going to help you, but also taking a moment to recognize what you're there for, right? If you just want to taste something because you really want to taste it, portion it out, separate it into two. Have that starting part where you say, oh my God, this is what I came for. This is the taste I couldn't wait for. Stop eating it, right? Go do something else, eat something else, and then come back and have the rest of your portion and say, okay, I got what I came for. I'm finishing it up. It's going to be here other times. It's not the end of the world if I don't get more right now. And just move on from it and move on to something else, right? Same thing, Shelly. How can I stop eating when I'm not hungry? We need to be recognizing, why am I looking to eat? Is it out of boredom? Is it out of habit? Is it out of exhaustion because you didn't sleep last night, because you're anxious, because you're thirsty? And maybe let's look to some low calorie drinks. Start with water, or binge on vegetables to start, right? You can give yourself say I can have that after I eat, a dozen celery sticks. Are you going to be hungry after that? Start with water and start with vegetables, and let your nervous system catch up, right? Just take a minute to chill. That's going to be a good strategy for you, is if you eat without thinking, is say there's no eating without drinking some water first, right? Maybe it's a whole bottle. Maybe by then you can catch up. You can come back down to earth before you start binging, okay? Also, you might start binging if you're not eating enough, if you're not getting your protein in, if you're truly starving yourself, right? So those are all some things. But I would love to chat with all you ladies, Becky, Amy, Shelly, and kind of get to the bottom of things. What I do when I have a call is I start out with the information that you give me when you fill out the form and you set up your time. And so this is Mary. We were supposed to have a call last night, but her phone died, so we rescheduled. And then during our call, I ask a lot of questions and I take a lot of notes. And with everybody, I ask, tell me about your schedule. Tell me, when do you work out? What do you do? Tell me about your food during the day. What's your work schedule like? What other things do you have to do? Who lives with you? And all these things. And this gives me such a really great idea of who you are and what's going on, that at the end, we can make next steps plan, and I can give you a few options and figure out what's going to work for you. And so that would be really helpful, is to, to get that feel for you ladies and to have you book a call with me. Let's see. So Connie also said she always feels hungry. So I would say eat, right? That's your body telling you something. If you're always hungry and you're not eating enough, right? So you got to start eating, eat regularly. That's a key for women going through menopause, is keeping your blood sugar even, right? So we're not going a really long time without food. Eating plenty of protein, right? Remember I told you I have Here's my little P next to every single time I eat today. There's a protein in there. And then Connie wants to know, how does she lose belly fat? So at this point, let's say before you're 40, if you started gaining belly fat, if your waist just started growing, you're probably just eating more than you were expending, right? So you're probably not working out enough and you're probably overeating. And so that extra food gets stored as fat. That's until you're like at this period in life. Now, anytime your cortisol is out of whack, meaning your blood sugar is dropping or you're stressed and cortisol releases, right? Cortisol is our fight or flight hormone. And so when our body is under stress, which could be like that you haven't eaten in a long time and you're not doing your workouts, not getting exercise, or you're mentally stressed, you haven't slept, you're dehydrated. All these times your body goes into this fight or flight mode. And when it's constantly in this high anxiety state of fight or flight, then your body actually tells your belly to store fat, right? We're also declining in estrogen, which is it's got so many functions, but one of them is fat storage management. And so we are seeing a decline in the estrogen. And so we have to be much more meticulous about what we're eating, how much exercise we're doing, our stress control, our sleeping. We have to get good quality sleep, which is why I also don't recommend drinking alcohol in the evening, because it's going to ruin your sleep. So, and our bodies don't tolerate alcohol as well anymore. So getting these things in alignment, sleep, stress, fitness, nutrition, and perhaps hormone replacement, that will all help you with that belly fat. I would also work on toning your belly, right? So if we have weak muscles, weak ab muscles, then the belly is going to hang out, right? If they're strong and they pull in, then you are going to look like you have a fatter belly. And we build a six-pack and then it looks amazing, right? Okay. Let's see. Leslie says depression and anxiety is holding her back, which it will. Again, constant state of flight or fight. You're going to have high cortisol levels that will cause adrenal fatigue, and it'll cause belly fat storage. If you go on anti-anxiety and depression meds after that, it's going to be even worse, because you're going to now have bone and muscle mass loss, which those cause, and you're also going to probably have a bunch of side effects, which never make anything better. So, so perhaps seeing somebody about what's causing, right? Getting to the root of the root cause of the depression and anxiety. We need to start there, looking at our hormones, if that's causing a lot of depression and anxiety, which it can, and working on those root causes, and then also having healthy habits to go with that. So that means healthy sleep habits. Are you getting enough sleep? Because lack of sleep can really mess with our brains. Are you eating well? Because a lot of really processed foods can cause more anxiety, right? Food dyes, fake sugars, all these things. Are we getting our fitness in? Because walking is major stress relief. When we are doing an amazing workout and our endorphins release, that will give you stress relief. These are all really great things that we need to be doing to help ourselves. And so Leslie wants to know, how do I get my energy back? Yeah, depression and anxiety can make you exhausted, but what can also make you exhausted is being undernourished and not exercising, right? And so, or not getting sleep, which if you're going to bed with all these racing thoughts, then that can also contribute. So we really have to work on a really great lifestyle and getting in alignment with these things, right? Which means also having a community of others that understand you. There is science that says that having a community of like-minded people will absolutely help you feel better in life and help you with your overall well-being, right? Amazing. Okay, we got time for like one more. Let's see. I'm going to pick which one. Routines. Actually, I'm going to do these real quick. Donna, why is it so hard for women to lose weight? And what about sagging skin? Skin loses elasticity. It's very hard to deal with that. It's just how your skin is as you age. You can take care of your skin, by not being in the sun all the time. Collagen, you can take collagen to produce more collagen production because it stops. And that's about all you can do for sagging skin. Embrace who you are, embrace your age, embrace your wisdom. Why is it hard for women to lose weight? Because we're not doing the things. We're just not doing the things. It gets harder, but we also are not doing the things, not doing them consistently. Maria says she has a question about routines. Maria, let's have a call. Okay, we need to establish a good, healthy routine and then stick to it. How to lose weight in menopause. That's all in the Menopause Makeover. Tammy. Let's see. Pam says, how long should it take to see muscle and fat loss? And she says, consistency is holding her back. I always give up when I don't see results. So anybody who quits is not going to see it. You're never going to see it. Everybody is different. We all have different bodies. So it might be different for everybody. It depends on where you're starting, but you've got to stay in it for as long as it takes, right? And it could be months and years before you get to where you want to be. It actually takes many years to have a really amazing transformation. Of course, we can do, quick transformations in a short amount of time, but that's not necessarily going to be the transformation that sticks. The ones that take years are the ones where you've really created lifestyle and lifetime habits that will stick. And so you're going to have to stick to it for years, and you're also going to have to change up what you're doing over time in order to keep getting new results. And so that's a huge key. So you got to have somebody probably helping you. I would say anybody who's made a massive transformation has probably had somebody coaching them through it, educating them along the way, encouraging them, supporting them, and keeping them accountable. And I do think that is so helpful and exciting when you have that. So Pam, let's book a call with me. And let's see, how do fitness, nutrition, weight loss, and menopause all connect? Like I said before, you have to have all the pieces in alignment. Otherwise, it's difficult. So these are all parts of the whole. And so we want them all to be in alignment. And that will help you, Katie, to avoid that yo-yo effect, right? And Brenda, who's going through menopause, says, with no energy, no desire to go to the gym, how do I get out of the funk I'm in? You got to start taking action, girl, right? So nobody's going to help you along without you deciding. You have to decide that you're over it. You're not going to you're not going to stay in your funk, right? And nobody's going to do that for you. Nobody cares that you're in a funk like you care about getting out of it. So you have to get help, right? Support, get a plan, and start taking action. It's not about do I want to go to the gym today? It's what time am I going to the gym today and getting my shit done, right? That's how it works. It's not whether you feel like it. You just do it. You schedule it and you do it, right? Because otherwise, it's not going to just come to you. You're not just going to feel it all the time, but you have to do it all the time, okay? So that's what accountability and having a really solid plan is all about. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. Hi, Krista. Hi, Melinda. I missed that you guys hopped on. Let me know you watched, and go ahead, book a call with me. You'll get my amazing, I call it the Bahamas birthday workout. You're going to get my best workout ever when you just book a call, and we are going to go over what you're going through, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to make a plan for you, and you're going to feel so good being in it and on top of things and accountable, consistent, and finally getting answers to all your questions. So I'm here. You can always reach out if you need me. Otherwise, I'll probably be reaching out to you. Okay, everybody have a great rest of the week. I will see you back here live on Monday for Motivation Monday and back here live on Wednesday for our next Q&A session. Bye.